And I'm going to actually do something really unusual, and I'm going to invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies, because it's a really interesting thing to watch. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom. And I will tell you, the one thing you will not hear him talk about is you.
She said people start leaving. People don't go to her rallies. There's no reason to go. And the people that do go, she's bussing them in and paying them to be there and then showing them in a different light. So she can't talk about that. People don't leave my rallies. We have the biggest rallies, the most incredible rallies in the history of politics. That's because people want to take their country back. Our country is being lost. We're a failing nation. And what's going on here, you're going to end up in World War III, just to go into another subject.
Wow, I had no idea that when Trump said we'd get tired of so much winning, he was actually just mispronouncing the word whining.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
I just want to clarify here. You bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is the
people on television say my dog was taken and used for food.
I'm not taking this from
but
television.
The people
I'm taking it from the city manager.
Side note, what the hell is the point of muting the mics if you're just going to let him talk over and ramble whenever he wants?
You talk about extreme.
It's just a soundbite. They gave her that to say. Look, I went to the Wharton School of Finance, and many of those professors, the top professors, think my plan is a brilliant plan. It's a great plan. It's a plan that's going to bring up our worth, our value as a country. It's going to make people want to be able to go and work and create jobs and create a lot of good, solid money for our country. We made ventilators for the entire world. We got gowns, we got masks, we did things that nobody thought possible. And people give me credit for rebuilding the military. They give me credit for a lot of things, but not enough credit for the great job we did with the pandemic.
Oh God, he's out past his bedtime and his brain gave out on a mere minutes into the debate. I mean, it's either that or something set him off on the wrong foot.
So let's now welcome the candidates to the stage. Vice President Kamala Harris and President Donald Trump.
Kamala Harris. Let's have a good debate.
Nice to see you. Have fun.
Thank you.
Holy shit! Kamala Harris started the debate by introducing herself and forcing him to shake her hand. I guess I kind of see why Trump is so afraid of trans people now, because Kamala Harris just emasculated him by whipping out her own Ronnie Johnson that was a hell of a lot bigger than his. I mean, that handshake was giving grab him by the energy. And this against a guy who is notorious for his big old hands and masculine handshakes.
Clocked at almost 19 seconds, this became the handshake that left the Japanese Prime Minister shaken.
But just watch his expression at the end. I feel you.
And that truly set the stage for the dominant performance Kamala had over Trump by, as we'll see, knocking him down a few pegs while speaking directly and coherently to the American people and allowing Trump to verbally dig his own grave countless times. First, on abortion, where Trump made insane and erroneous claims in an early gaffe where he confused Virginia and West Virginia in his lies about the former governor.
The plan is, as you know, the vote is, they have abortion in the 9th month. They even have, and you can look at the governor of West Virginia, the previous governor of West Virginia, not the current governor, is doing an excellent job, but the governor before, he said the baby will be born and we will decide what to do with the baby. In other words, we'll execute the baby.
Yikes, that would be bad enough if you didn't double down and your point wasn't a total lie. But he was also then immediately fact-checked by the moderator.
Great courage in doing it. And I give tremendous credit to those 6 justices.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born.
Finally. And if that stupid up wasn't enough, he was then subsequently demolished by Kamala's powerful response.
Madam Vice President, I want to get your response to President Trump.
Well, as I said, you're going to hear a bunch of lies, and that's not actually a surprising fact. Let's understand how we got here. Donald Trump hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade. And they did exactly as he intended. And now in over 20 states, there are Trump abortion bans, which make it criminal for a doctor or nurse to provide health care. In one state, it provides prison for life. Trump abortion bans that make no exception even for rape and incest, which understand what that means. A survivor of a crime of violation to their body does not have the right to make a decision about what happens to their body next. That is immoral. And one does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree. The government, and Donald Trump certainly, should not be telling a woman what to do with her body. I have talked with women around our country. You want to talk about this is what people wanted? Pregnant women who want to carry a pregnancy to term, suffering from a miscarriage, being denied care in an emergency room because the healthcare providers are afraid they might go to jail, and she's bleeding out in a car in the parking lot. She didn't want that. Her husband didn't want that. A 12 or 13-year-old survivor of incest being forced to carry a pregnancy to term. They don't want that. But understand, if Donald Trump were to be reelected, he will sign a national abortion ban. Understand, in his Project 2025, there would be a national abortion, a monitor that would be monitoring your pregnancies, your miscarriages. I think the American people believe that certain freedoms, in particular the freedom to make decisions about one's own body, should not be made by the government.
And aside from that handshake, that may be one of the most powerful clips of the night, where Kamala eviscerates Trump on abortion and then makes absolutely clear that she is the freedom candidate. But Trumpty Dumpty's fall off the non-existent border wall wasn't over quite yet. First, when asked if he'd veto said national abortion ban, he couldn't give a straight answer and instead decided to throw J.D. Vance under the bus.
But they were saying it's the same way that they talked about that they talk about abortion.
But if I could just get a yes or no, because your running mate, J.D. Vance, has said that you would veto it if it did come to your desk.
Well, I didn't discuss it with J.D. In all fairness, J.D. And I don't mind if he has a certain view, but I think he was speaking for me, but I really didn't. But the fact is that for years they wanted to get it out of Congress and out of the federal government, and we did something that everybody said couldn't be done. And now you have a vote of the people on abortion.
And to be fair, throwing J.D. Vance under the bus like that is far better than what he almost did to his last VP, namely throwing him to the gallows. But right after this was potentially one of the best moments of the debate, where Kamala masterfully reeled Trump in with this unusual shift in talking about his rallies and crowd sizes, which she also brilliantly trolled him on earlier in a hilarious ad she put up outside the debate hall that you can catch our coverage of here. But just listen to how she sets him up, and then we'll see Trump take the bait hook, line, and sinker and stumble his way into a downward spiral of weak and angry ranting.
Tell you something, he's going to talk about immigration a lot tonight, even when it's not the subject that is being raised. And I'm going to actually do something really unusual, and I'm going to invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies, because it's a really interesting thing to watch. You will see during the course of his rallies, he talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer. And what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom. And I will tell you, the one thing you will not hear him talk about is you. You will not hear him talk about your needs, your dreams, and your desires. And I'll tell you, I believe you deserve a president who actually puts you first, and I pledge to you that I will.
Ho, 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 we got a big one here, boys. I'm gonna play his part a little sped up at 1.5 speed because it's funny and we'll get through the bullshit faster.
Harris, thank you. President Trump, on that point, I want to get your response.
Well, I would like to respond.
Let me just ask, though, why did you try to kill that bill, and successfully so? That would have put thousands of additional agents and officers on the border.
First, let me respond to the rallies. She said people start leaving. People don't go to her rallies. There's no reason to go. And the people that do go, she's bussing them in and paying them to be there and then showing them in a different light. So she can't talk about that. People don't leave my rallies.
I just love how she's looking at him like a little toddler she's about to put in time out.
We have the biggest rallies, the most incredible rallies in the history of politics. That's because people want to take their country back. Our country is being lost. We're a failing nation. And it happened 3.5 years ago. And what's going on here, you're going to end up in World War III, just to go into another subject. What they have done to our country by allowing these millions and millions of people to come into our country, and look at what's happening to the towns all over the United States. And a lot of towns don't want to talk. It's not going to be Aurora or Springfield. A lot of towns don't want to talk about it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame. As far as rallies are concerned, as far as the reason they go go is they like what I say. They want to bring our country back. They want to make America great again. It's a very simple phrase, make America great again. She's destroying this country, and if she becomes president, this country doesn't have a chance of success. Not only success, we'll end up being Venezuela on steroids.
And hot damn, folks, I mean, that is the moment right there that Trump lost this entire debate. But Lord, did the moderators and Kamala Harris let his dumb ass have it after that diarrhea diaper tirade.
I just want to clarify here. You bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is
the people on television say my dog was taken and used for food. So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good thing to say for a city manager.
I'm not taking this from
but
television.
But the people
I'm
on
taking it from
television
the city
saying
manager.
their dog was eaten by the people that went there.
Again, the Springfield city manager says there's no evidence of that. Vice President Harris, I'll let you respond to the rest of what you've heard.
You talk about extreme. You know, this is, I think, one of the reasons why in this election I actually have the endorsement of 200 Republicans who have formerly worked with President Bush, Mitt Romney, and John McCain, including the endorsement of former Vice President Dick Cheney and Congress member Liz Cheney. And if you want to really know the inside track on who the former president is, if he didn't make it clear already, just ask people who have worked with him.
And like I said, folks, that was the epitome of the rest of the debate as a whole. Trump rambling on and on, endlessly saying nonsense, getting fact-checked, thankfully, by the ABC moderators, and an absolutely stunning and dominant performance from Kamala Harris, who did everything she needed to do and really came out looking great, both from her own performance, but also from just letting Trump say dumb crap like that. So all in all, a much better debate than the first one, potentially the last one, but please let me know what you guys all thought if you watched the debate, if you haven't yet. Stay tuned for more coverage of the debate from Really American and all the fallout coming from it. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new here. For Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse, and I'll see you all in the next one.